DJ Supreme. You can catch me on www.djsupreme.com. Rhyme Syndicate, Backbone Records. Check this out.
Full body Kevlar, stitches and rats. My niggas don't run, they Arctic. My niggas don't play, they Arctic.
Hi, so I'm Kings. I'm creative filmmaker, photographer, and I'm very, very privileged to be here with DJ Supreme, turntablist, producer, and a man of many talents. We got a very important story and a very special story to tell today. From 1988, that's never been told before, and it's to do with this name belt that is one of Supreme's own. I don't believe there's another in existence. Today we're going to get a chance to discuss this story and how this came into my hands and how I'm going to pass it over to DJ Supreme. Okay, so just to give you a background, 1988 was a special year for many reasons. It was the DMC Championships that I was going to. That year, I'm at Public Enemy. It was Chuck D and Flavor Flav. We're on our way to Royal Albert Hall to see the DMC Mixing Championship. The show was nuts, and this I found on the floor. I can't remember the exact reason why, but we were just jumping up and down. The vibe was crazy, and we didn't know what this was. This was the first time I actually seen one of these. Little did I know it was this guy's hair until X amount of years later. I wore it a couple of times.
You lie.
This belt, the history is, at the Zulu Nation exhibition that we had in South London a few years ago, DJ Supreme was playing, and I took an opportunity to dig this belt out and take a picture of it with him then, at that event. Little did I know that Supreme recognised that belt as his, and I didn't make the connection.
I didn't make the connection either.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
So,
but I did think about it.
Exactly. And then the penny dropped. Okay. And then we kept in touch by email, and it just had to be Supreme's belt, and it was just a priority to get this back to Supreme at some stage. And I don't think you got another one made, did you?
I didn't get another one made. I think this one, I had it made in Camden, not far from here, Camden. It was like you had to do like those days you had like the magazines, the hip hop magazines, you had to do like mail order.
Yeah.
So I put my name in, in the boxes and stuff like that, and sent off this little cut out this leaflet and sent it off. And I think it went to Camden, and yeah, they made the belt and sent it through the post, and that was the only one that I had made.
Fantastic.
So my story is that, yeah, I needed to have one, and to complete the whole outfit, you just had to have one. I mean, I probably was late in the game. Everybody else had one, so I had to have one. So it was just a bit of essential b-boy kit that you just have to have.
That's what I was going to say.
So it's mandatory. That with the goose down,
mandatory,
Gazelle glasses, Shoto, Adidas and stuff like that. You just needed to have it. So I ordered mine, and that was in '88.
Yeah.
And then at that time we, as Hijack, just dropped a couple of singles. And
do you remember what singles they were at the time?
Yeah, Style Wars and Hold No Hostage, the two singles. So just after Hold No Hostage was about to drop, it was recorded and everything, and we got invited to go to the DMC competition. As a DJ, it's like, you just have to go, right? So it was my first DMC competition. Musical Life had tickets.
Yeah.
So we all went there as a group. We were in the booth and stuff like that, looking down on the competition. I was big Cash Money fan, so it was.
So was I.
It was mandatory that I had to be there.
Yeah.
And I just remember being in the booth and watching Cash Money perform. It was like magical.
Yeah.
The reason why I scratch today was because of Cash Money. Scratching to the Funk. That was the biggest influential record for me. There was a lot of other, there was Flash, there was DST, there was Jam Master J. All those other DJs were before, but Cash Money was.
He had his own sound.
He had his own sound. Those Philly DJs just had, and he was the one that stood out for me. So, so I had the belt on, And it was attached to a red belt. It wasn't securely attached because it wasn't stapled properly because the buckle was ordered separately without the belt. So I had to basically go and buy a belt and then have it kind of loosely attached. So it wasn't really fixed well. So I know I was wearing my dog-eared cap. I had like, you know, the black one that I wore in Star Wars. With
On the front of the single.
The front of the single, I was wearing that. I was wearing a pair of baggy dungarees. I had some feelers on, and I had that belt buckle on. And I probably had a black hijack t-shirt underneath the dungarees. So I went there, and then the competition was popping off. And then I saw Cash Money in the first round. Then there was a pause, and then I went downstairs. And then out of the blue, they announced James Brown was coming on stage. So everybody went nuts. Everybody rushed to the stage, and James Brown came out with his big, you know, I don't know, these scientific goggles on.
I remember.
Yeah. Those goggles on and a nice blue glistening suit, man. I went nuts. So everybody was jumping up and down. I was getting into the whole thing, jumping up and down with everybody. And James Brown came out, waved, said a few words, and then he left again, and the crowd started to sort of like dissipate again. And I looked down, and the belt was gone. And I was like, oh no. I was looking around, no belt. Can't find the belt. And the rest of the night was a downer. If Cash Money didn't win, then that would have been a bad night. But because Cash Money won the competition, it kind of took a little bit of the sting out. But I always felt, man, I lost that belt. So often I used to think about it. I said, yeah, somebody probably picked that belt up or whatever. That's why I couldn't find it. So it fell off me, then immediately somebody grabbed it. That was my feeling about the night. So anyway, from time to time I used to think about the belt. I used to think, yeah, you know, now we're goose downs and stuff like that and classic trainers and stuff. I said, yeah, it would be nice if I had my belt. I could go really classical. I used to think about it from time to time. So anyway, fast forward to the Vans thing. I just released Supreme Legacy 1.
Yes.
And Supreme Legacy 1.5 hadn't dropped with RIP on it.
That's right.
But I previewed it at that night. So all the guys were there from HQ. So we're playing tracks, I was spinning records and stuff like that. And then you approached me. Said, yeah, I'm Kings, blah, blah, blah. Do you mind if I take a picture? I got this belt buckle. Would you just hold this? So I took the belt buckle from you.
That's right.
And I looked at it. I looked at it and I was like, wait there, this guy never said his name Supreme. So what is he doing with the Supreme belt buckle? So anyway, I put the thing up to my eyes. You took the picture, right? And as I handed it back to you, was like, that don't make no sense to me. Why would a guy, because these things are like, you know, you have to have them made, right? You have to, you know, okay, it's easy now, but I could tell this was old. So I was like,
one of the originals.
Yeah, so I could tell this was old. So I was like, wait a minute, why is he giving me this? Anyway, I clocked it at the time, but I never really thought about it. And then you sent me the picture like a few weeks later. And then it came to me again. It's like, why has this guy got a Supreme belt buckle? But anyway, so that was that, right? So I got the picture. I think I posted it a few places and stuff like that on my social media. And then we were doing the brief shoot. So we're at the brief shoot. I'm at the bar doing my bit, and you're there. You're taking pictures and stuff like that. And you said you already prearranged to have some pictures taken separately. So we're outside taking the pictures, and you say to me, and I think I mentioned.
You did.
I think I mentioned 88, and you said, yeah, something's been playing on my mind, man. Were you there in 88? I said, yeah, I was there in 88. You said, yeah, I might have something that belonged to you, the Supreme buckle. And I was like, and then
in my mind, it just clicked.
Yeah. And at that point, I was like, so you mean to tell me that I actually had my belt buckle in my hand in the Vans? And he goes, yeah, that's your belt buckle. I couldn't believe it, man. I was like totally shocked. So that's like, what, 30 years? Nah, 30 years.
Yeah, now it is 30 years.
30 years now. So this thing, now the video's out, Breathe is out, come out 2 weeks ago, and I'm finally getting my belt buckle back. And I think I said to you, man, I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed that something that I lost 30 years ago,
it's come back to me. And it's yours.
And the thing is, I was retired 3 years ago and thought I would never do music again. And if I hadn't started music again, then I would never have found this, right? So this is kind of like, for me, a confirmation that you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing.
It's your calling.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
that whole thing just every so often I get a confirmation because I believe in all these things, right? I believe in that, stars aligning and, things. We put out a message in the universe and then those things come back to you. So when this thing came back to me, that was like a dead stamp confirmation. Like, yeah, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Word.
And I got it back, man. This is mine. I need to get a belt.
Yes.
For it. Actually, I don't even think I will get a belt for it. I'll probably give it to one of my longtime friends, Junior Diaz, and have him do a bit of art around it.
Yeah.
And basically explain the story for him because he's an artist.
I see.
So he does like framed
That'd
artwork.
be amazing.
Yeah, he does framed artwork. So I'm going to tell him the story and ask him to do something in a frame.
I
So
think the next video or thing that you do, that should be a central part.
I think I would do. I think I would do that.
You're doing next.
So I'm gonna give this to Junior Diaz, and he's gonna cement this in a piece of art that I can put on the wall.
Most definitely.
So I don't think I will wear it.
Frame it.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
That's top.
So blessings, my brother.
Thank you, man. I'm
30 years
chuffed,
later,
man.
The official handover to my brother, DJ Supreme.
I'm chuffed, man. I'm chuffed to bits, man. Welcome home. Yeah, man. That's dope.